Listen, we all started somewhere, and today me and my friend, we were talking about our first cars and just some of the dumb things we did with them, just when we were starting out as car guys. If you have just got into cars, or this is some of the things you used to do when you did first get into cars, let me know. I feel like everyone does the same sort of thing. The first thing I have to talk about is just the impulse of mods. They're just cheap and impulsive, and whenever you see someone's first build, or it's their first car and they're modifying it, it's usually pretty sporadic. Like, it's a little bit mix and match, and it's a little bit rice, but even if it's not their first car, sometimes it's just their first enthusiast car in general. And of course, like I said before, cheap modifications, and you really do learn the hard way of cheap mods, and it has to be done sometimes. Most of the time when people say things are too good to be true, they do usually mean it. And yeah, modifications in general can come, especially on eBay and sometimes even sites like Temu. There are certain mods like coilovers that are super cheap. They're only like £250 or something like that, and you think, oh, that's pretty good for what it is. Especially when you compare them to reputable brands like BC Racing or Teen, ones that aren't actually garbage. But of course you don't know that, and at the time you think, oh, this isn't so, this can't be that bad, until you end up installing them and driving on them and realizing, oh my god, this was a total mistake. After a few weeks or a few months, they definitely start to show their age. One of my mates back in school actually had cheap eBay coilovers on his NBMX5, and they were so stiff. It was the drive was just unbelievable. It was so bad. Like, that thing gave me a headache. Honestly, I was traumatized. If it is your first time buying modifications for your car, please do not cheap out. Honestly, it's one of the biggest mistakes people do. You're literally, driving something that's a big bit of metal on wheels. So you want things to be good quality. When it goes wrong, it goes wrong, is what I'm saying, for yourself and other people. And also, you just don't want to mess up your car. You don't want to end up messing that up. Especially stay away from cheap aftermarket quick release steering wheels, please. Please stay away from them. Anything like that can break really easily, and that's literally what connects you to the wheels and the steering. So when that thing breaks, you're in trouble. But like I said, sometimes we do learn the hard way, and I think after my first car, my first Honda Civic, I didn't really modify it that much, but there was definitely a few little impulsive things I did to it which I regret. And with my MX-5, I have been a lot more patient and have just, waited for the right modifications to come along. And doing your research and spending a little bit more money on something that's really good quality, even if it's secondhand, Facebook Marketplace is so good for that. Like, I absolutely love Facebook Marketplace these days. You can get some really good deals on there. People want to, get rid of stuff pretty quickly, and you can get some really nice, decent quality stuff that, won't totally break the bank. So I definitely recommend just waiting for the right thing to come along instead of cheaping out and buying something that doesn't even have a brand name, or you just don't know what you're dealing with. Another thing you see a lot of car enthusiasts do, new car enthusiasts, when they buy their first enthusiast car or first car in general, is they underestimate the importance of decent tires. Not even good tires, just decent tires are still so important. I mean, they are literally what connect you to the road. They are the reason why you're going forward in the first place. Like I said, they are literally what connect you to the road. So it is super important, especially on an enthusiast car where it might have slightly more power, or even on something like an MX-5 or GT86 where it doesn't have as much power. You're going to be going around corners at a decent speed in that thing. It's a momentum car, so you're going to want to be chucking it around corners. That's normal in them sort of cars. So you want good tires. And yeah, like I said, especially on a high powered car, something like a Mustang or an RS5, God, do not cheap out on tyres. Honestly, it's so important. I mean, even on a cheap, slow economy car, you still need decent tyres. But especially on enthusiast cars where, you're driving them hard, you're throwing them around corners, if they've got a little bit more power, you need good tyres. Usually places that sell tyres are pretty good, they won't give you something terrible. They'll usually suggest something that will be good for your, a good fit for your car. Because I can't lie, I learned this the hard way, and I got very, very lucky. I bought some cheap aftermarket rep wheels from Facebook, and I didn't really think much of it, but the tire tread on the old wheels, on the new wheels, were a little bit they weren't great, and they were cheap they were cheap tyres, I can't lie, but I didn't really think much of it. I was like, I'll buy some better tyres when I have the money, that kind of thing, chuck them on the car, and during the middle of winter, it got very sketchy, like I almost crashed. And like I said, it doesn't even have to be particularly wet or icy, but cheap wheels will, especially when they're worn out, when they're worn down, they will catch you off guard, and you can be the best driver in the world, but I'm telling you now, it's so dangerous. I know a lot of you guys already know this, but if you're new to cars, please prioritize tires. It's so important. Another thing that is huge to beginner car enthusiasts is they think power is everything. Look, I used to think this a lot as well, and to be honest, I do still care about power, and I think a lot of car enthusiasts do too. With my current MX-5, I really enjoy it, but next year I probably will get something like a 335i or maybe a 240i, something with a little bit more power, which, I can enjoy. But at the same time, power really isn't everything. I promise you, a good car isn't determined for how much power it has. I've driven a 370Z, which I would say is a very fast car. And to be honest with you, the power was fun. I can't lie, it was really fun putting your foot down and feeling that, it really throws you back in your seat. But to be honest with you, I had just as much fun driving my MX-5. Like, I love my car. It's not about power, but it's about handling. It's about, momentum and throwing it around corners. It's just a fun car to drive. It's not at all powerful. But I think for a lot of new car enthusiasts, when they first get into cars, it's a big numbers game. And I know the term spec sheet nerd gets thrown around a lot, and I've definitely used that in some of my previous videos. But, it is the case. I mean, it can become a very power obsessed thing where, you're constantly worried about 0 to 60 time and horsepower. But if I'm being completely honest, I think if you are about to buy your thirsty enthusiast car, I would suggest getting something with a little bit less power than what a lot of the performance cars have today. Especially if it's your first rear-wheel drive car, it can be dangerous. Learning on something like an MX-5 or a GT86, or even if you want a little bit more power, something like a 330 Ci, that's got quite a bit of power, to be fair. They can be great cars to learn on, and they're fun to drive. It's good to learn that not everything is about power. A lot of new car enthusiasts, they'll buy something like a Mustang and then they'll immediately crash it because they can't handle the horsepower. Or they'll put their foot down and they'll immediately be over the speed limit, which isn't that fun. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is a very subjective thing, because the more you get into cars, the more you'll learn what sort of cars you're into, and it all kind of goes down into different categories, really. But if you are new into cars, trust me, it's not all about power. Some of the most fun cars are very low powered. I mean, one of my dream cars is an AutoZam, because look at it, that you can't tell me that's not fun. It also just looks so cool. It's one of the coolest cars ever. Another thing I want to talk about, which happens with a lot of new car guys, it definitely happened with me and my best mate, is you get paranoid about everything because you don't really know how to fix your car yet or work on your car. Like, oh my god, when I first got my first car, my Honda Civic, every single weird noise it made, I freaked out. I was so paranoid about different things breaking, and you just don't really know how cars work, really. You think you know how cars work, but until you actually own a car, you don't really know how cars work. And sometimes you can't fix something until it goes wrong. You hear a sound and you're like, what the hell is that? And then if a few weeks later, it becomes more apparent and you can actually diagnose it. Like, cars are very unpredictable, and you can have an old car and there will be certain noises that you don't really understand, because guess what, it's an old car. It could just be the interior creaking. It's just like an old house, you think it's a ghost, but actually it's just the pipes. Or it could be a ghost, you never know. But don't get paranoid, and know that it is a learning process. Working on your car is not something you can learn in a day, and it is part of the fun. When something does go wrong, even though it sucks buying parts to actually repair it, actually working on our car and repairing it and having the satisfaction of starting it up and it's smooth and it runs well, the satisfaction of actually fixing it, even though it took hours and it was expensive and painful, it's a really good feeling. It's a really good feeling in the end. It's really, really satisfying. So just enjoy the process and don't get paranoid. be afraid to get your hands dirty, because it takes time, but you will learn to, you know, work on your car, and it's not the end of the world when something goes wrong, because you can always fix it. Anyway, it would be really interesting to know if any of you guys did this when you first bought, you know, your very first enthusiast car, or when you started out as a car guy. Let me know if you enjoyed the other content this week as well. I did some kind of news style content, which was a little bit different. You know, I actually was on camera, which is a bit weird. Don't worry, I will still be making my traditional stuff. Like, I won't be steering away from this kind of thing. I just thought it'd be interesting to mix it up and, you know, try something new for once. And if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. That would, you know, really help me out. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.